Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Liliveth Tate channel. Hello, how is everybody in the world today? So I'm just finished taking a shower. I want to make myself clean, fresh, and cool. Okay, so guys, so here's my thought process when it comes to my hair. I don't comb my hair. Okay, so don't look at my hair because I don't want to comb my hair, okay? Because that's how I deal with my wet hair. So hold on, guys. Let me wear my eyeglass so that I don't want to miss any comment towards you guys, okay? So we just wait for a few minutes and make a love shout out to all my members, viewers here in the Philippines and also abroad. And then for those people who subscribed my channel, thank you so much. And of course, who sent me a donation, especially to Mark. You send me a good one, okay? And of course, Brett Glazo and the rest of the gang that who sent donation to me. And for those watch my show, just lurking, so thank you so much. And then for those what do you call that? Uh, uh, Trolls, still you're welcome in my show. Oh, I would like to make a loud shout out to Simply Chari and apologize about my behavior there in your show. So uh, once again, I just uh, ask apology for your show because I have to I realize that I don't have to do that and show that kind of behavior, but it's just like we're human. At the end of the day, I realize that okay, it's not really good doing that in other show, but like I said, I realize that it's not really the right venue to do that kind of, but it is what it is. Damage is done, so I just apologize for that. Hippy dippy, hello, thank you for coming. So well, sometimes we don't have to explain to other people. Let them people say what they want to tell you, because you know to yourself that you know the fact, not the bluff. Okay, so you don't really have to don't really have to go on that kind of flow. Okay, we're gonna ride on the flow that what's good for us and what's good for ourselves, not to other people's attention or what. So well, damage is done, so what can you say? So it's just like you have to learn that. Anyway, guys, let me hang my towel because it's wet. So don't forget, guys, to give me a thumbs up. So my subject for today is about anything under my show. We can talk anything under my show, okay? So I'm gonna specific this, guys, for those Western people coming here, to make investment. So that's one thing I would like to, share this, okay? Because I'm married to a Western man, and I will share some the rights of your foreign husband or foreign wife here in the Philippines. What kind of that entitlement that he or she can able to benefit on that, because not all, especially those Western bloggers that they tells what's good investment here, but they don't really tells the full details, what's the right of that Western people, that they can entitle properties, or what kind of investment that they can able to own that. Okay, it's not the thing that their name is just only the second option. So who is the first option to be entitled of that, under their name of kind of properties or business. Okay, so we're gonna talk that later. So as of now, okay, I cannot really see, it's too bright, so that's why I always to wear my eyeglass. So don't mind my look, guys, because I just finished, taking a shower. So I don't comb my hair, so I just let my hair like this and let it dry. So once it's a little dry, I will comb that later, because I don't want to have a hair full, because that's the reason why I notice a lot of Western people, men, it's particularly men. It's easy. Your hair is too, it's too. You become bald headed, guys, because I think one of the factor is the genes. Okay, so that's hereditary when it comes to that hair fall. But there's a certain things that you can minimize that. Okay, or to the bald thing. Well, well, not really fast, because I notice a lot of, at the age of 30, 35 up, you can see that, they're bald-headed. So you have to be aware. So especially when your hair is dry, you don't have to comb it and apply some of those chemical, because that's one of the cause. Especially if you're prone of that, you have genes that, too easy, to fall your hair, so you avoid things. Okay, so don't mind my hair or my face. So let's mind about what we're gonna discuss. But before that, I don't know, guys, my phone is stuck. I can't read your, I can read your comment. Maybe my memory, the memory is full. So I'll check last night, but it still have. So meaning that, my phone has a full, has a big storage memory, but they don't really put it that. Ay, yeah, yeah. So wait, hold on. Let me check. Okay, so I can't really see. And you. I know you. So don't do that, okay? Because you don't know the truth. You know the truth. And there's a song. The truth will set you free, and you don't know what to do. That song is for you. Before you mouthing. Okay, anyway, so let's go. So I already, uh, I can see, my goodness. It's too bright. Or maybe I need a new eyeglass. I can't see. Okay, for 7 million people now, okay, let's talk about investment. I'm gonna address this to all, Western people. It doesn't really matter if you're male or female, okay? But before that, let me drink my favorite apple juice. Anyway, the weather here is nice. It's not sunny, it's cloudy. So here's the thing, guys, that, a while ago I was watching, there's a foreign blogger, American blogger, that he said that for those rich Western people coming here in the Philippines, they can build houses, they can buy a land, they can build a business here. Okay. Is that so? So when I look at it and I'm waiting for him to explain, then he don't say anything, but it's just like, to convince Western people to come here, buy a land, we build a house or what, and build a business. He did not really explain that. But here I'm gonna explain that this to all of you guys. Okay, so if you don't want to listen, then free to go. Okay, if you want to bully me, go ahead, because I will hide you. Okay, if you want to listen to me, then stay put, because this is a good, good advice that I will share with you guys. Okay, so here's the thing. Okay, for those Western people coming here in the Philippines, if you want to build a business, you cannot really build up. Okay, you cannot really build up that, because here's in Philippine law, you have to like 60% Filipino investor and 40% foreign investor. So that company will, if you're gonna build a company or corporation, that name of the corporation will named after a Filipino name, but you are part of that corporation. Okay, so it's just like for foreign people, you cannot really come here just invest, build a business by yourself, but you have, maybe there's another option. There's other option, you have to follow that, unless that if you name that business with your wife, it just shows that she's the one who handled that. Tina, hello! Kamusta? Kamusta ang panahon dyan sa Mindanao? Okay? So you cannot. Okay? And then, that's one reason. So you cannot build a business here by yourself. Okay? You can't. Because if somebody knows that you build by yourself, especially your visa is tourist visa, that's illegal here. That's illegal here in the Philippines. Okay, and then the other situation is foreign men and women, especially if they married to a Filipino. Okay, to a Filipino. I can't. Okay, to a Filipino, you're entitled to buy the land. Okay? Buy a land. But, no, not but. However, the name of the land will not name under your name. It will name under the name of your Filipino spouse. That's in the law. But you're the second owner of that land, even though that your money used to buy that land. So if you want to deal with that, okay, make sure that your wife deserve, or you trust your wife. So some women that they just get something that you're nothing, because in the eyes of the law here in the Philippines, she's the main owner, you're the second. So here in the Philippines, the court will will grant that the first owner. Okay, not you. Okay, so I will explain to you guys, if something happened to your Filipino wife, hi share Filipino wife, you cannot really get that property, because we have the law here. For Filipino, yeah, 50-50. If the wife will passed away, all the properties will goes to the husband. But no, not for the foreign. Okay, the family of the wife or the family of the man can claim that property that you build with your wife. So you have to be careful how to invest your money here in the Philippines, especially you don't know the law. Okay, unless guys, you cannot really own that here. You can't. unless that you sell that property and back to the states or back to your in wherever country you're from. That's the good option. But if the family of your wife, example, if you're a Western man married to a Filipina, or Western woman married to a Filipino man, if their family is interesting about your property and they gonna process that, if you don't know the law, if you cannot hire a good lawyer to to defend your rights, it's possible that property will goes to the family of your wife or the family of your husband. Okay, as simple as that. So you must understand the law here in the Philippines before you invest things like real estate. Especially make sure that your wife or your girlfriend, after all that you invest this, they will not run after your money, or she will not run after your properties. Make sure that she's honest and loyal to you. If not, big mistake. Big mistake. So that's one thing that some people here, okay, when it comes to condo unit or apartment here, okay, because that condo, the land is still belong to the builders. Okay, you cannot own the land, because still, even though you bought that unit, the owner of that or the builder is still the owner of that land. The only uh thing that you bought is the unit, but not the land. Okay, you can still own that by yourself without marrying to a Filipino citizen or Filipino uh, man or woman. Okay, you're still, for Western people, you're entitled for that. Just only, for the buying condo, you're entitled for that. But you cannot own the land, because it still belong to the builders. Okay, so here's the thing. 25 years from now, if you buy that land, 25 years from now, and then that area is no longer profitable for those builders owner, every Western people, or every owners, they will communicate. Okay, so we gonna turn down that building. So there's an option. They gonna build another site for you to move. But they don't do that for replacement of the place that they gonna turn down. So you have to buy that. It depends if you might, it might, you will add on. So it's no longer you're the owner, or you have the unit, because once they're gonna tear down that and move to the places. But it doesn't mean that the place that you're gonna move is free. You might pay more than the amount that you pay on the first unit that you bought. So it depends. It depends the management or settlement. Okay, so it's not really a good. It's not really good, because the building, especially what if the building is not really, after 15 or 20 years, it's really zero profit. Of course they will, the developers will create that another infrastructure to make money. So you have to be careful about how to invest here, especially real estate. Okay, so for the land, and how to that's why until now I'm still looking for the right place, because I don't want to build a house. Seriously, guys, I don't want to build a house, because house is liabilities. But I really want to plan, to build apartment, because at the same time I have place to stay and I have monthly income. So the house is just like you live there, but the house don't really put money on your pocket. It's just like the house will bring out money in your pocket. So we don't want to do that kind of kind of decision. We must, people wants to have bring money in our pocket, not bring out money in our pocket. So that's the thing that until now, because location is important to me. When I you know when you build an apartment, make sure that the location, it doesn't really matter if not too far from the mall, but it's important it's near to the hospital, airport, and bank. That's the three places that's for Western people very, very important. Okay, not the mall, not the because if you have a car, it's easy for you to go to the mall, market, or school. Who is this? I don't remember you, a Hyper Games. I don't remember. Did you visit my channel? Okay, but well, anyway, welcome to my show. So, you changed your name? Ah, okay. You changed your name? Are you the one who mean to me a while ago? Is that you? Remember Filipino food. I asked you. Remember Filipino food. You mean the Filipino food that we eat? Or the Filipino food that I introduced to you? Or which one? The Filipino food that we eat or the Filipino food that I introduced to you? The Filipino that we eat. The Filipino food that we eat. If you say the Filipino food that we eat, I recognize you right away. I recognize you right away. That's what you mean? The Filipino connection. No, no. What do you mean? Come on. What? What? Yes, yes, no. What? I forget. I don't want to mention the name, but there's two person that it's in my mind. Well, yeah, the two person it's in my mind. The other one in the other one, the other one in the other one. But if you're like, I don't want, guys, okay, Speedy 998. I don't want. Okay, enough is enough. Okay, enough is enough. I'm not a bad person. Okay, I'm not a bad person. I'm not a mean person. But someone's, it triggers me to be mean. That's the time but in the other hand, I'm not. Okay? So I'm just confused which one, because there's a two person that I met that we eat Filipino food. So I don't know which one. Which one? But if you forgot, I know who you are. I know you are. So, if please, I'm not your enemy. Okay? I'm not your enemy. Okay? So, I don't want to make drama here in my show. If you have something to tell the person, then I told you about my father. I told you about my father. I don't know. You make me, you make me. Anyway, so that's my, Speedy 998. I don't want to, to guess who you are. Just tell me why you have to hide it. Hyper games. Why you have, you have so many things goes on my brain. Hope you understand. Sorry if I can't, if I can't remember you or what. But anyway, welcome to my show. I told you about my father. I told you about my father. I don't know. I don't remember. Okay. What did you tell me about your father? My father has been in Filipino. I try to remember that, I try to remember because, sometimes, it's easy for me to forget things. Okay, I try to remember that. My father has been in Philippines, you mean, not Filipino. My father has been my father has been in Philippines, not Filipino. But I remembered you. Okay, thank you for remembered me. Okay. But anyway, so I'm glad that you come on my show. Okay. If that's what you think, no. It's not you. It's not you. Okay. Anyway, so that's, when it comes to investment here in the Philippines, guys, it's kind of a, you have to take, you do your research about that because don't really believe. When I watched that video, why he did not say that, you can't own this. Uh, yeah, I mentioned about the pork. So don't really believe what you watch on YouTube. No, especially if you come here in the Philippines and you pick Philippines for your retirement place. You have to do your research first before you decide that. Okay, because there's so many laws that you think that you can have the right, you can have the right same right for Filipino if you're residents, or if you're unless you change your citizenship to American or European to a Filipino citizens, automatically you will have that rights, any of rights. Okay, any of human rights that we have here in the Philippines if you are Filipino citizen. Okay, but if you're other citizen, it takes a lot of guts. Okay, so you have to be careful uh, about dealing your money, especially your retirement money for your retirement place that you pick. And of course, if you want to find the right person, take time to know that person. Okay, because there's a lot of incident. There's a I mentioned this in my in my show that there's a black man, so it's not only happened to a black man. Okay, it happens also so any Western man. If you're not smart enough, it's just like you follow what the small head tells you instead of the big head. Okay, because a lot of men really you know mess all those decisions in life when they follow their small head. Okay, so you don't have, like I said that if those people doing that, okay, Thank you for coming. For those people wants to invest here in the Philippines and they didn't know, if you really want to be part of that ownership, okay, of that land or that properties, you have to know what is your right, because you don't want just just some of men, they just put the dice on their hand and then shake and roll the dice. So if you want to lose your money, then roll the dice. Okay? If not, then just keep it in your hand, the dice. Don't roll the dice until you're not really sure or not really, uh, you cannot really get what, or you're not entitled for that kind of business. No. It's just like, here's the thing, guys. I was, long time ago, I was working in a Philippine Navy. Okay, Philippine Navy. I'm a agent there. Okay, so and there's some of the the friend of my boss, one of the one of the officer. Long time ago, it was 1990s when I was young. Okay, so one of because he's the one who bring us, because we're gonna stay in one barracks. Okay, so for for the officers, okay. And then the reason why we went there, because he introduced the Bitcoin, guys, or the crypto cryptocurrency, okay. And then when I found out that, wait a minute, it's kind of a it's a kind of a pyramiding scam, okay. And then the cryptocurrency is just like, oh, that's very common in the states, but they're doing this, but there's no assurance that your money will granted safe, okay. Because the percentage is, they give you a high percentage, okay, but there's no assurance that the money, you can really assure that no matter what, your money is still there. But they cannot really give that kind of assurance to their clients or customer. So a lot of people, sometimes the cryptocurrency is just, it really bomb. You get a lots of bucks for that. But sometimes it's just like, also it goes down. But sometimes it depends, who's the management. Sometimes they run your money, and you cannot run after them because there's no assurance. So it's not really good investment, if you really, because here's my thought process for that is, if you want the cryptocurrency, okay, or the Bitcoin, if you want to lose your money, then roll the dice. Okay? Don't blame yourself for that. Face the consequence that your money is disappeared. If you really want. So, if you want your money is still in your hand, you don't have to roll the dice. Because to yourself that there's no assurance that there's money back guarantee. There's no money back guarantee. So, you're really stupid to do that, especially that money is you save that money for your retirement and blah blah blah, and all of a sudden your term, because you hear that's a big interest, and you don't know, and to yourself that there's no money guarantee, or there's no assurance that your money will back. So there's a lot of people con for that. Even though here in the Philippines, there's a lot of people, they just want to. Hi, Brett. Hello. Thank you for coming, Brett. There's a lot of, what do you call that? Lending company here. And then, like, they offer, okay, you're gonna invest this. And then they, if you don't have money, you have collateral, cars, houses, or your jewelries. And then after that, they will give you satisfaction that okay, their business is really legit. 2 or 3 months or 2 to 3 times that they give you interest, you're gonna believe that. Okay, that's their strategy to con you guys. So, okay, you invest, like you have to invest them 1 million, and then they give you a first interest, second, and then third. Wait until sometimes it will not end on the fourth time, but it starts fucked up on the third time. And then first, second, you encourage, because you get a high yeah, interest rates for that. Okay, and the second and the third, they will tell you, okay, you can add another 2 million, and that's time that your money starts to disappear, because we people are too greedy about the interest. Because I'm not really full for that, the interest. Because here in the Philippines, the only online banking that they give 6.5 annual interest rates, or 5.5, is that CIMB, that's online banking system. So I think that's originate in Malaysia. That's Malaysian, but they are accredited of the Asian Bank of the EDB, Asian Development Bank. Okay, so that's but you have to be careful about the money, because if your money is just like if your money is not 500,000 pesos, they will not insure. Okay, so if something happened, if their business is not really work here in the Philippines, there's no assurance that your money back. So you have to be careful that. But other, the regular banks here, they just give interest on your money. It's just like, wait, not even 1%. If you have millions, they will give you 1% for that. But it's just like, half million, or what is just like 0.25, 0.27. It's not really 1%. Okay. And when I found out that the money here in the Philippines that they will insured last year, half million for pesos. Same thing, in dollars or euro or other currency money. Half million before, they will insure, but now they get raised up. So 1 million, your money is insured for 1 million pesos. If you have money on that bank, 1 million. I don't know in other, on other banks, but I really sure that 100% BDO, Bank of BDO, BDO, Bank of Cagayan de Oro, Bank of Cagayan, Bank of de Oro, BDO, Bank of de Oro. That's the stands for BDO. So now it's 1 million. So it's not really, if you're not really, if you're not really aware of that, it's kind of a scary, guys. It's kind of a scary, to invest money, because what if something happened, in the bank, that they can, they declare the bank is bankruptcy. If your money is not 1 million, you cannot really, return your money. So you have to set that 1 million, so that no matter what, okay, no matter what, your money will guarantee. Okay, so it's kind of a scary about that. The best thing that you can do is to make business. Okay, for Filipino, for Filipino. And you have to, when you set a business, especially if it's money involved, guys, you have to hands on that. You don't have to rely on other people. You have to hands on with that. Okay, that's the big thing. You can hire some people that can help you, but when it comes to, to handle the money, you're the one who in charge of that. But if you do that, other people, there's so many cases, guys, here. Even though your siblings, they're really, they really fuck your money. Okay, so you have to be aware of what business you're gonna put up here in the Philippines to make your money won't disappear, or you lose your money. It's just like, just example that if you don't really want to lose your money, don't go to casino and do some gambling there, because at first, they let you win. But when you use, because people sometimes they cannot really satisfied. If you want 10,000, and then they cannot really stop themselves. Okay, so they keep doing until they realize, I don't have money. The only thing that I have is my jewelries, my cars. So if you really want, you're craving, to money back. So you have to gamble that cars, or your jewelries. At the end, you still lose, because that's what the casino does. Okay. So if you're not really good in that, don't invest. So you have to be careful, guys, what you watch online, because they don't really tells the full details. Okay, so the things that I mentioned, this guy, so it's just like a hint or claw how you handle that. Okay, so it's not easy here, it's not easy here to build a business, or make some job here in the Philippines, especially if you're a tourist holder. Okay, because that's against the law, and then you will kick out on the country, or might, it depends what offense, strong offense that you make, you might bond to come here in the Philippines, or they're gonna bring you to uh Bureau of Immigration jail in Camp Bagong Diwa. So you have to be careful about those businesses that somebody tells me, oh, you can invest me in a real estate condo, like blah blah blah. Know first the how they run the business when it comes to real estate, because you don't want to lose your money for that. Share the stream, please. How are you, Brett? So don't, especially guys, when I watch that man, there's is the sad thing. He stay in Bohol, and then that time when he, what about, what, ham and cheese with chips and tupi and meds, maybe. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay, my goodness. My, wait, hold on, guys. Sorry. So I'm back. So anyway, I'm gonna end up this. Don't. I will gonna stay here for 1 hour, Frank. Okay. Who's still there? Okay. So yes, that's the one thing that That's, that's, I really want, to, to share that kind of information for those Western people, that don't fall for what people said, because there's so many people that they just do that is just to get money from you, so you have to be smart enough, guys, huh? Okay, it doesn't really matter if you're Filipino or Westerners. Make that things that nobody will run after your money, or steal your money, because you work hard for that. Okay, you work hard for that. And then somebody, oh my god, you know said that, I'm not working. Yes, that's true, I'm not working because because my husband can afford to feed me. Okay, he can afford. Okay, I don't care what you're saying, but he can afford me. He can afford me. He can afford, to feed me, to buy what I want. Okay, in fact, I'm looking for the car. We're gonna buy a car for myself. Not, not. I'm looking for the places, but it's just like I'm waiting for the, for the sales officers, to contact me. What's the good deal? Because I don't want to pay that installment. I want to pay that in cash. That's my car. A small car for myself. Okay? Because my husband loves me. Okay? He loves me. And he knows I'm a good woman. So sweet. Right, Frank? I'm a good woman. No matter what, he's still there on my side. Okay? He's still there. Pa-cute, oy. And you have something, here's the thing, guys, that, if you want something, to say, then take it to him. Okay? Don't take it to me. Okay? You get it? Don't take it to me. Take it to him. Ay, nako. You understand? You understand? You understand. Take it to him. Don't take it to me. Oh my goodness. Oh, it makes me laugh. It makes me laugh, the word CHEAT or CHATER. Look who's talking. Well, I'm gonna stay here for 1 hour, guys, because I have things that Mr. Tate. He's just like tripping to me. So what else? What else? That's the main thing that I would like to address that on my show. Anything that we can talk about. When it comes to invest your money, when it comes to real estate, and what is your right as a foreign. So, but it's just like I gonna guarantee you guys. Don't bring your BS here in the Philippines as long as you follow the rules. my people will take care of you. Okay, you have the right, you have the right as the you know the you have the right to ask the help. Okay, they will cater that from you, but don't bring your BS here. Leave your BS there in the country. Some my people do BS there, but it's not really the right place to bring your BS here, because you don't want to uh kick out of my country. Okay, because no matter what, this is our this is our territory. Territory. Just like a tiger, lion, when they go around, so they just so meaning that's they're even like hyena, or their wild dogs, or the fox, they're gonna pee their elephant, because meaning, or pandas, meaning that that's their territory. That's more that kind of animals is territorial, territorial mindset, like people also. If you have a girlfriend, that your boyfriend, girlfriend, you don't want that somebody will steal that girlfriend from you or what. But it's according, it's according your girlfriend, if they want to steal that from you. Okay, you get it, especially if she's crave of money. Ay nako, my hair, it's almost dry now. uh yeah, that's one thing. So in the other hand, guys, I know a lot of you has a has a education. Okay, same of my people has education, has degree. So before, especially if you pick Philippines in your retirement, or you want to invest money, do your own research first, okay, before you decide to do things what's good for your money. Okay, because I forgot, the thing that the black man, not only did not only this lesson learned from black people, also for those white people. Because the thing is, he came here in Bohol, he has money at first. Okay, and then he do something, a little business, but it's just like it's not really last long, because he's under his tourist visa. Because we all know that if somebody's Filipino knows that, if you're build up that business, that you are under your tourist, somebody will, you will report you in the immigration or in other authority here in the Philippines. So it's not really good. It works, he said. And then looking for a job here. That's why, guys, walk, find a job here in the Philippines is not a good idea. It's not a good idea, because you know what? I have so many of my peoples here, degree holder with PhD, but they're still jobless. Okay, so don't really rely on that. You move here in the Philippines, find a job. Okay, so make it sure that when you decide to pick Philippines for your retirement, do your homework first, so that you will not fucked up. Okay, fucked up your decision. And the other hands, okay, and this is the other thing that a lot, I know, men is very visual. It's easy for them to tempt, the the outside beauty of the person, but they're not really aware of what's the beauty inside. Because I know I cannot really blame men, because they are very visual about that. And here's the thing that, okay, he realized that the more, he has a place, rent in Bohol. And then he met online the women working in Cebu. Okay, I don't know what's the work. I have no idea. So that's the thing that he decided, to sell everything that he has, even, to quit, his business. and get that money and move to Cebu. And this is the thing, guys, that I don't really understand why this man let himself stay in the place of woman. And that time, he's still good with eyes that Filipina because he still has money, to support things what's inside the house or what she needed. And by the time that her money is running out and he has a problem on his bank and the state because he can't really barely to use his credit card or any cards because his account was froze or yeah froze, and he has no address here in the Philippines. He tried to contact his bank, but they refuse. He has to go back to the States and fix that problem with his bank. But he can't because he has no money. And you know what? The sad part, guys? This is not gossip. This is real story. And you know what is really sad part is once the Filipina knows that she has no money, she's broke, Filipina kick his ass out of the house, and he end up on the street. He has no money, he has no food to eat, he has no place to live. Okay, he's literally broke. And those people, those Western people that he hang out when first time he arrived here in the Philippines, he said they are nice to him. They are nice to him, okay? But by the time that he needs money, to get ticket, nobody help him because they said that they just right for their, for their needs. There has no extra money to help him. That's a sad part, okay? And then some Filipino advised him, go to the embassy. And he did. He go to embassy. But he thinks that's easy. The embassy will help him. No, it's not. Don't really believe that. Because even though, Frank, he cannot go to the U.S. embassy. He's American, born in Chicago. He's not changed his citizenship. He's still American. But when he go to U.S. embassy, he has to set an appointment. If not, if you're walk-in, they will not assist you there. Okay. Edwin CV, hi from Kansas City, Missouri. Good to see you, my friend. Likewise, my friend from Missouri. How are you? So, and he did say yes, it's not easy. And then he mentioned that it's not easy, guys. It's not easy because here's the thing. When you go to, the US embassy, the officers that has to know why your family is not helping you. And then, he said that, he's the type of person, he's grown, so he don't need. But sometimes you cannot really tell that because no matter what, especially if you're not really smart enough to plan your retirement or to make a good decision for yourself. And if your money is not really there's no source of income and you're gonna spend your money, there's no return, you really fucked. Okay? And that's the time that the US embassy did not help him first. Okay, but they have to undergo investigation. They have to, maybe there's a, the what do you call that? There's a agent that go to his family in the state and, investigate. If the investigation is really convince them to help the American citizen, that's the time they will help. But I'm sure did not because he's still begging money. So that's a sad part, guys. I'm fine, thank you. That's good to hear that you're fine. How is the weather there? Because, April shower brings May flowers. So that's, that's the sad part, guys. You have to invest your money, okay? And when it comes to find a mate here in the Philippines, this is, I always tell you guys, make sure. I have been to US Embassy. Even if you get any early appointment, I take all day to get in. What? I've been to US Embassy. Even if you get an early appointment, it takes all day to get in. But you know what? Yes, I agree with that. And there's a certain things that you cannot really do because there's only, there's a selection of service that they will cater for those American citizen. So guys, wake up, wake up, tell the, the president of the United States of America. It's not what they say online. It's not what they do in real life. It's way different. Oh, I wish that I can able, to talk here, guys. But, it is what it is. It's time to go. That's the sad part. That's so sad. Okay, so yes. Well, I have nothing against with those people that they're very, business minded people, because they know what they're doing, especially if they have, if they've been to the Philippines so many times. So uh they can, they can do whatever they want to do. Okay, so guys, I want to stay long. I would love to make, to make talk 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 talk. So maybe I can do that later tonight or what. So it depends. I don't want to bring some of, some of the drama here, or, bully thing. Because it's not really, it's not really my personality. Okay. So it's just like, I'll checking him. Hold on. I can't really see who's, I can't, I think it's time for me to get a new eyeglasses. So for those ones who send me a donation for my eyeglasses, click that dollar sign. All right? And I will appreciate that from you guys. Actually, when did I bought these eyeglasses? Actually, I think it's time for me, to go to my optometrist, and, to have a check up on my eyes. Because I have astigmatism, guys. So it's not the thing that I'm wearing this because for the sake of beautification, no. Because some, some Filipina, they use eyeglasses to make their, for beautification. No, I don't. I don't really like that. Just do that, to make their nose like that. No, that's so I just use this. I think it's time for me. Maybe, my grade of my eyeglass starts to get high. Panoy is daan vlog. Hello, Panoy. Kamusta? Ito na naman, yung isa kong phone, hindi ko mabasa yung comment nyo, guys, because nag-stuck na naman siya, oy. Unsa ba ni? Na unsa ba ni? So, kamusta? So here in the Philippines, guys, that it's too hot. You don't really want to use the water heater, guys, because the water came out on the shower and then the faucet, it's lukewarm. So I don't use the water heater. I just use the shower because it's really warm. That's how hot here in the Philippines. And even though that we can see that I can see outside that it's not too sunny, but when you stay outside, the humid, you feel uncomfortable about that, you feel sticky. Okay, so before I go, I can't really see what you said because maybe the light makes me blind. So this is I'm gonna close this because I have something to do also. Okay. So I'm gonna sing two songs, so two or three, okay? And later, maybe I will do live streaming, okay? I love this song. Another song, Everything. Frank is Frank home is Lily, and Lily's home is Frank. Okay, so there's another song that I love to sing. No matter what you tell, who cares? No matter what, 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 no matter what. Yeah. I love that song by Boyzone. Okay? Every day I love you. I will sing this to my husband because I know. I don't know, but I believe that some things are meant to be, that you make a better me. Every day I love you. I never thought that dreams and true. But show me that they come and knew that I learned something new. Every day I love you. So I believe that destiny is out of our control. And you never leave until you love with all your heart and soul. It's a touch when I feel down. It's smile when I get mad. All the little things I am. Every day I love you. Oh. Every day I love you more. Every day I love you. 'Cause I believe that destiny is out of our control. And you never leave until you love with all your heart and soul. If I asked, would you say yes? Together we're the very best. I know that I'm the truly blessed. Every day I love you. And I'll give you my best. Every day I love you. I love you, Frank, with all my heart. You and me against the world, my love.
Grabe. What a night. I feel.
But okay. So this is my last song. I'm gonna play this because this is my song for my husband. He is. So this is for you, Frank. There's somebody tells me that, Frank is just like living with his pension. Yes, that's true, but more than that, he has money than that, his pension. Why don't you, how he can buy his Corvette? Okay, Corvette is not, it's not really expensive than a Ferrari, right? But for those men, they cannot really buy that in cash. Okay, just to let you know, guys, that my husband bought the Corvette, not installment, not credit card or what. He bought that cash. That money that he bought the Corvette is the interest of his money before before he retired on that. Okay? So don't tell anyone that my husband just living on his pension. The pension that he has, okay, when he was the IRS officer, he just enjoyed that, okay, because my husband is very good and managed his money that time that we're not married, okay. So any of you, can you buy a Corvette? Okay, but Corvette is not as as expensive than that McLaren, or but he has, that's a good sports car. Okay, so any of you, and you, I challenge you, can you buy a Corvette without using your credit card, without financing your car? And what type of car you have? Okay, what type of car you have? Can you able to buy a sports car in cash? And just to tell you, the money that my husband bought that Corvette is that the interest of his money. Okay, can you buy a can you buy well, I don't know, I think the price of that Corvette that time 50,000. I'm gonna ask my husband. Okay, so don't don't tell that my husband is just like ugh, 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 waka waka. You're very buang talaga. Uy, you're very buang. Wag ako. Kung may gusto ka sasabihin sa kanya, wag mong idaan sa akin. Doon sabihin mo sa kanya. Okay? You understand Tagalog, right? Okay? Doon. Wag sa akin. Because I don't mind other people's business. I mind my own business. So, but you know what? The truth is, I feel sorry for you. You're very kawawa. Not me. You think that, my husband, come on. Okay, here's the thing, guys, that I will give you an idea. Okay, if you want to investigate that person, if that person has a records, like, if that person is wanted, okay, of course, you know, you know, somebody will hire a spy or agent. The agent will not effective agent if he'll go on that side of that person. Of course, he has to convince the person that this person is, his or she's go on her side, or she's goes in the side. That's the way the person investigate. If you're not really know about how people do an investigation, don't say shit. Okay, because if you're gonna tell that you're gonna disgusting, it's so disgusting on your side. Okay, and that's the time. Okay, if the agent, okay, positive, this is it, the person, we know the personality of this person, he's positive on that. That's the time that you don't have to trust that person, because he's not that real. Okay, in Tagalog, that person is plastic. That person is fake. He's not real. Do you think the agent will tell you, okay, if that person, okay, if that, there's a lot of spies agent that, when there's somebody, there's a criminals, guys, there's a criminals. They don't dress like a agent, good looking. In fact, most of the spies agent, they act like a crazy, like, a homeless, or, we call that in Tagalog, taong grasa. You can't, because it's not really work. Well, I have so many things that I'm gonna tell that, but tell it to Marines. Okay, this is one thing that I will tell you. Talk to my hand. Talk to my hand. Okay, so just like I give you a clue. Okay, I give you a clue. If somebody's wanted of doing this, if you really want to know the person, what they're doing, hire an agent. Don't believe what other people telling you. Don't believe what the person tells you. Hire a person, hire a spy in agent. Investigate that person. You will surprise that you don't really expect that that person that you trust will do that to you. Okay? It's not the thing that, disrespect you. Disrespect. How can you say that person disrespect you? You don't even talk to that person. Come on. Come on. So wag ako. Okay? Wag ako. Hindi mo ako kilala. And I don't know you too. But if I get, pero pag sinabi kong totoo, the truth is on my side, not in your side. You're just based on the baseless statement. But me, I'm on my truth side. So don't test me. Don't. I tell you, don't test me. It's not a threat. That I mean it. Okay? Don't test me. You heard what President Joseph Estrada saying? If somebody, during the time that he was the president of the Philippines, Joseph Estrada, for those people right now that don't know who he was an actor. He's a good actor that, during his time. And he became a president, but sad to say that he's not really good. He has impeached because of the case, I think money laundering. So he impeached that. But that time, he was, his saying is, somebody thrown a false accusation. He always said, pulutin kayo sa kangkungan. Kangkungan. That's a ghetto expression. Pulutin ka sa kangkungan. It's just like, the expression of Bong Revilla. That's, it's Caviteño. Anak ng teteng. Okay, anak ng teteng. You're anak ng teteng. Okay? Anak ng teteng. Pulutin ka sa kangkungan. That's Filipino slang word expression. Okay? Wag ako, please. Wag ako. Okay? Wag ako. Okay, I have something to show you guys. Okay? Hold on. I love, the Sopranos, Tony Sopranos, but there's a clip that I will show to you. If you cannot really stop. Wait, hold on. This is one thing that I love. Okay, this one, guys.
What do you say? He said if I don't like to... What do you say? He said if I
Okay,
don't
hold
like
on. This is my boy, Tony Soprano, okay? Can you see that, guys? Okay.
What do you say? He said if I don't like to fight, I should find myself a Russian. Tony, no! Got a problem besides those fucking pants?
You shouldn't, yeah.
Oh, yeah?
That's my boy, Tony, wearing the blue
You want to
top.
get a family counselor? You want to get involved in people's problems? Here. Get involved, okay? Get involved, right? Do something. You should be involved. Now you're involved. Mind your fucking business. You call police. You.
Oh, I I love that, when it comes to Tony, I love that Tony, because if you can't stop your mouth, I'm gonna, I'm gonna, mm. I love Tony Soprano, but okay, bless his soul. I love that. Actually, that's a series, guys. Okay, that's a series. So I just example you, because if you if you cannot, I will do that to you. Okay.
What are you thinking?
Here we understand.
I.
No, what you should have said. Ngayong wala ka na, nauna.
You want to happen that to you? I'm sure you don't. Okay. Especially you're diabetic. I don't think that, I don't think that it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be, ay nako, wag ako wag ako. Oh my goodness, it's almost 2 o'clock. 2 hours na. Anyway. Wait, let's see. How many songs did I sing to you guys? Hold on. Okay. The Daniel channel. Hey, Liliveth. Hey, Daniel. Hello. Ryan. Hi, Ryan. Are you still there, Ryan? Sorry, because, I just go on something. Because I don't know what's happening on my phone. The other one is stuck, guys. So, help me to buy a new one. Joke. Yeah, because, okay, I just returned back to my other phone. And no, thank you for coming, Ryan. What's up? How are you doing, Ryan? The Daniel channel. Hey. Hey, Daniel. No, it's okay. No need to say sorry, Ryan. I understand, because that's the problem sometimes, time zone. Okay. How are you, Ryan? So my hair is dried now. Mega loud shout out to my friend Ryan every row one. How are you, my friend? So any question? Any question, guys? So sorry. So I apologize that I can't really, I don't know what's happening on my phone. Maybe I will check it, guys, because I can't, it's, my goodness, it's stuck. What's wrong? Yeah, it's stuck. It won't, it won't. I can't read, the comment. So maybe I can use the old phone. It's crazy talaga. Okay. Okay, so once again, guys, see you later. Tonight I will do live streaming, so don't forget, maybe, that's, 1 a.m. here, so I can able, to talk to my viewers in the States, okay? So once again, guys, thank you so much for drop by and support my channel. So okay, the last the last message that I will drop before I'm gonna close this show. Okay. don't, for those, I'm talking to you, okay? If you have something, you know, to ask a person, don't don't bring to the other people, okay? Because nobody can help you that, okay? If there's somebody that you want to talk, or you want to talk, contact that person in private, if you're man enough, okay? If you're man enough, don't act like a bitch, because no one will believe you if you're gonna stand for that kind of behavior, okay? You talk, you talk, you talk like a bitch, okay? So don't take it that from me, okay? Take it to the person that you want to talk, because I'm the type of person that I don't mind other business. So mind your own business. If you don't if you don't mind, if you don't mind, okay? So I don't I don't get your point. I don't get your point. Then after all, you drop some disrespect words, and it's easy for you to tell we're just gonna be friends. No, grown men don't say that. And especially you know that I'm not too mean to you, okay? So for those ones to part of my LTC family, LTC friends, LTC supporters, and LTC team, don't forget to click that join button. I really appreciate. But I would like to shout out to my members always there on my membership. Okay, I don't want to mention your name, okay, but you know who you are. So muchas gracias, merci beaucoup. So hasta luego, my goodness, people. So I'm so happy that I'm here. Let's give some tips to those Western people that they don't really know about how to start a business, how to invest real estate here in the Philippines. So I give you some clue or ideas, but guys, don't bash me or don't question my intellectual for that, because all the things that all the things that I said, that's facts, okay? But I'm not claiming that I am a professional when it comes to dealing with that. But it's just like this is for entertainment purpose only. Okay? So it's up to you how you handle your life, how you handle your money. But I just give you a guide. Okay? So once again, maraming salamat sa inyo at sa pagpaunlak ng inyong suporta sa aking palabas. It's very Tagalog, guys. If I gonna speak, a deep Tagalog, you don't really understand what I'm talking about. So again, thank you so much, and have a good night, and have a good afternoon, and have a good day to all of you. So bye. Thank you all.